Hey, here's a short video on reference angles 3, today's lesson, and I'm going to do example number 11 on the front. So this is what the handout looks like. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to fix the angle. The angle is negative, and we don't really like that. We like our angles to be between 0 and 360. So when they're negative, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 360 degrees, I'll show you my calculator, until it becomes positive. So I start with the angle we had, negative 945. I'm going to add 360. And that's still negative, so let's add 360 again. Still negative, add 360 one more time, and I get that this is equal to 135 degrees. So what do? We added 360, added 360, and added 360, and we find that it's equal to 135 degrees. So these two are equal. We're going to be dealing with this one because it's a lot nicer. Now, what we do next, after we fix the angle, is we draw our axes, 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and this 0 is also 360 degrees. So, we're graphing a 135 degree angle. That's going to be in the second quadrant. Remember, the quadrants are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I drew my unit circle on, and I'm going to draw my angle for 135 degrees in this quadrant because it's in between 90 and 180. So I draw the angle. After I've drawn the diagram, I've drawn the angle. This line creates an intersection point with the circle, and we draw a line from there to the x-axis, a vertical line. This creates a right angle, and you can see the triangle that we've created. This triangle is what I'm talking about, this triangle right here. Now what I need to do is I need to figure out what this angle is in here. This is what we call the reference angle. The way that I'm going to figure that out is by taking into account these two lines here. This line is 135 degrees, and this line is 180 degrees. These make up the angle that we're talking about. So what's the difference between 135 and 180? What we do is 180 minus 135 is equal to 45 degrees. So that's the difference between these two, 45. Since that one's 45, we're clearly dealing with the 45, 45, 90 triangle. So the other angle must be 45 as well. We want to label our side lengths. The hypotenuse is always 1. And how many 45 degree angles are there? There are 2. So that means that there are 2 rad 2 over 2 side lengths. Now the only thing that we need to make sure we get right is the sign of these side lengths. If I start at the origin and I work my way left along the base, am I moving in a positive or a negative direction? Well, as I move left, I'm moving in the negative x direction. So this is negative. As I move up the height, alright, so I moved my way along the base, and then I start making my way up the height. Am I going up or down? I'm going up. So since I'm going up, this is a positive y. Now the thing you need to remember is that alphabetically, base comes before height, because b comes before h, and alphabetically, cos comes before sine. So the base is cos and the height is sine. So this right here will be cos, and this right here will be sine. So what we say in the end is we say that cosine of the original angle which was negative 945, is equal to negative rad 2 over 2, and that sine of negative 945 degrees is equal to a positive rad 2 over 2. And those would be my final answers. Now that was the example. I'm just going to show you real quick some of the notes that we had from today's class in case you didn't have these down. If you missed anything, feel free to rewind and watch that process again. And these are the two special triangles. Remember that 30 is 1/2. That's how I know that 1/2 is across from the 30. And I know that radical 3 over 2 is across from the 60 because 3 times 2 is 6. The way I remember what the side lengths are in a 45, 45, 90 is I remember that two 45-degree angles, 2 rad 2 over 2's. How many 45-degree angles? 2. So what do we have? 2 rad 2 over 2's. Now you need to make sure that you've remembered these. I don't know if you're watching this video tonight or if you're watching it later, but if you're watching it tonight, the night of posting, then it means that you have a quiz tomorrow on filling in these two diagrams. So make sure you remember what side is opposite what angle measure. And that's it. That's all you need. See you in class tomorrow.